Hi, welcome back to Cbse Board Economics. My name is Saddam Hussain. Today we are discussing the first unit of microeconomics for class 11. In the earlier episodes, we discussed number 1, what exactly is basic economic problem? Number 2, the central problems of the economy, what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. Number 3, we discussed in detail the problem of what to produce and how much quantity. Number 4, we discussed how to produce that deals with the techniques of production, labor intensive and capital intensive. And later on we discussed for whom to produce. We called it as theory of distribution, that is distribution of national product or national income among the 4 factors of production. Today we are discussing something new. As I told you that this year you have microeconomics. Next year you will be studying macroeconomics. These 2 subjects are very important. As I told you earlier, these 2 subjects you will be studying when you go to class 12, when you do your BBA, when you do your MBA, when you do your BCom, when you do your BA economics, or when you do masters in economics, or even when you do MBA, or do whatever course you like it, business economics. These concepts really help you. Today we'll be discussing the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. It's a very interesting topic. Let's see what you will be studying this year or next year. Now, we make a table here to understand briefly what exactly is microeconomics and what is macroeconomics. Microeconomics and macroeconomics, let's see the difference. The first one is the word microeconomics has been derived from a Greek word called mikros, M-I-K-R-O-S, which means small. Microeconomics is derived from the Greek word mikros, which means small. The word macroeconomics has been derived from another Greek word called macros, M-A-K-R-O-S, which means big or large. This is the first point. The word microeconomics has been derived from the Greek word mikros, and the word macroeconomics has been derived from a Greek word called macros. The second point, as we've seen, microeconomics deals with the small economic units. Small economic units. It does not study the economy as a whole. What do you mean by small economic units? In microeconomics, we'll be studying about the demand of a consumer, one consumer, supply of a firm or industry, consumption of a consumer, savings of a consumer or a household, investment of one firm or maybe an industry. It means in microeconomics, we study about individuals, or we call them as households. We don't deal with the economy as a whole. We don't study about the Indian economy. We study about individuals, one person's income. And in macroeconomics, I told you, it deals with something large, big. Macroeconomics is the study of the economy as a whole. That's the definition. Microeconomics is study of individual economic units or variables. Macroeconomics is study of the economy as a whole. It deals with the aggregates of the economy. So we said In macroeconomics, we don't study about household, we study about the economy. So I said in microeconomics about demand of a household. In macro, we don't discuss about demand of a household, we discuss aggregate demand, the total demand in the economy. We don't discuss the supply of one firm, we discuss about aggregate supply, the total supply of all the firms in the economy. We don't discuss about the income of one individual or a household. In macroeconomics, we study about national income. We don't study about the savings of an individual, we study total savings, total consumption in the economy, total investment in the economy, exports of the economy, imports of the economy, taxation of the economy. We study in macroeconomics about inflation, deflation, balance of payments, balance of trade. And now we go to the next point. So microeconomics about individual variables, macroeconomics is study of the economy as a whole. Microeconomics is called as price theory. The other name given in microeconomics is price theory. Why do we call it price theory? In microeconomics, we study basically about factor pricing. That means how much we have to pay to land, how much we have to pay to labor, how much we have to pay to the capital and entrepreneurship. In macroeconomics, we discuss about how the price of commodities are determined, how the price of a pen is determined in the market, how much you have to pay for a car, how much you have to pay for a pen, how much you have to pay for a building you take on rent. That's called its price theory. Macroeconomics is called income and employment theory. Why do we call it income and employment theory? Basically, in macroeconomics, we study the total employment in the economy and total income level, national income and employment theory. In microeconomics, the most important variables are demand and supply. The whole economy revolves around demand and supply. I demand something, I go to the market, the shopkeeper or producer supply. In macroeconomics, when we talk about the whole economy, we discuss about aggregate demand and aggregate supply, the total demand in the economy and total supply in the economy. Microeconomics basically deals with the allocation of resources. Allocation of resources, what it means, suppose I earn 10,000 rupees, how do I allocate my money? How much I have to pay rent of the building? How much I have to pay for children's education? How much I have to spend for fruits, vegetables and other necessities? Macroeconomics is called growth of the economy. From the economy's point of view, we discuss how to grow the economy, growth of the economy. So in microeconomics, a lot of examples, we discuss household's income, demand of a consumer or household, a firm supply or industry supply, household's consumption, anything to do with the individuals. Your savings, your consumption, your demand, your supply, whatever you do individually, that's all microeconomics. The same thing applies in macroeconomics, aggregate demand, aggregate supply, national income, total savings in the economy, total investment in the economy, exports of the economy, import of the economy, employment level in the economy, unemployment level in the economy, overemployment, budget, taxation of the economy, balance of trade, balance of payments, inflation, deflation, something to do with the whole economy. That's macroeconomics. So let's sum up the whole discussion we have. Differentiate between microeconomics and macroeconomics. The first point, the word microeconomics is derived from the Greek word makros, which means small. The word macroeconomics is derived from another Greek word macros, which means small. Microeconomics is also called as price theory. Macroeconomics is called as income and employment theory. In microeconomics, the most important variables are demand and supply. In macroeconomics, the most important variables are aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Microeconomics basically deals with the allocation of resources. Macroeconomics deals with the growth of resources. Microeconomic studies about individual economic units or variables. Macroeconomic studies about the economy as a whole. In microeconomics, the important examples are demand of a consumer, supply of a firm, income of an individual or a household. In macroeconomics, some examples of aggregate demand and aggregate supply, national income. That's all we have time for this episode. Till we meet next time, it's goodbye from Saddam Hussein. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like and comment. That's all we have time for this episode. Till we meet next time, it's goodbye.